Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for coming in. Yes, we got a little bit of a late start, had some computer issues, but we are here. So what we're going to do is we are going to recap the this past weekend of the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. I have three very special guests with me tonight. Love them to death. We had some great times this past weekend. So I will bring on none other than Danny Marie.
Hey.
Jeremy Cotter.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
And Mr. Jeffrey Whittam.
Hey.
All right, guys. So, Jeff, I know you've been to the Bash before as a guest, and it was your first time bending, but we'll get back to that in a second here, okay?
Sounds good.
Danny, how many times have you been to the Bash?
I have been to every single one except for the very first one. So how many bashes are we on now?
So this would have been our seventh Bash.
So I have been to 6 of the 7.
No, you've been to 5 of the 7 because you haven't been to the first one because COVID canceled one.
Oh, that's right. That was such a freaking, it was such a bummer.
Say what you want.
Okay.
I don't care. Say what you want. Break out a drink. Chug a bottle of vodka. I don't care.
Okay, good. Thank you. Because I'm trying to behave here.
There's no behavioral here. Come on.
Oh, I love it.
I'm about to say, Russ got a beer in his hand.
Hey, Twisted Tea.
Man, I'm like the only one. Damn.
I've had enough drinking from this past weekend.
So you've been there for 5 of the 6.
Yeah, I have.
Jeremy, how many have you been to?
I mean, this was our 4th one. This was our 4th one this year. Yeah.
I was lucky enough to jump in on the ground floor. I've been there since day one with Pam and Steve. I love them to death. They are like family. And I tell you what, the event they put on is, I've been to events all over the country. And this is bar none, probably one of the best ones we've ever had happen.
Yeah, it definitely was amazing. You know,
so everybody watching out there, Danny, go ahead and give yourself a little information behind yourself, what you do, who you represent.
Oh. So I am culture and strategy manager of Get Haunted, and we are everything from a network to a paranormal events and services company. We do custom work for other teams. We are trying to cultivate that culture of just making it the paranormal accessible to everyone. Like, we just want everyone to have their moment to shine and to help one another and just to basically, like you shine when you lift other people up kind of a thing. So we're trying to get our name out there to help everybody else out. And the Bash was just one of those amazing opportunities. We made so many connections and heard so many stories from different groups. And things are just, I don't know. This Bash was a lot of love this year.
Well, a little birdie told me you may be working with Jeremy and I here pretty soon.
Oh, really?
Very interesting. That's for sure.
I mean, you may be coming up to Massachusetts here soon.
Yes.
We have not made the official announcement, and we're not going to give any details, but Get Haunted is coming East Coast.
Ooh. Very cool.
We are expanding. Yes, we are.
She's like Napoleon over there, taking over territories left and right.
Hey,
we're just trying to give everyone that chance, and where we can lift someone up, we're gonna do it. No, it's just we've met so many amazing location owners, so many amazing groups to work with. It's why not reach out, So,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Jeremy, for you, how many have you been?
Oh, what, to the Bashes? I've been to 4 of them. Yes, definitely. Yep. We went to 2019, and then we lost 2020, and then we did the 3 after that. So. And hopefully,
I have to say, I normally use an external mic, so please excuse the train sound coming through the background.
It's all right, man. Background noise is always fun to play with, right?
Of course. Hot Mess Express coming through.
Yeah, no, it was, to me, it was amazing. It was an amazing time last weekend. Granted, a little bit of weird stuff weather-wise, but other than that, it had a nice vibe to it. Everybody was really cool, and there was no drama. Everybody was having a great time, and I definitely feel that it was probably the best one that we have been to so far. And I mean, it was special to me because this was my first time I actually did a lecture with Russ at the Bash on Sunday morning, and that was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I think we definitely had a blast, don't you?
Oh, it was definitely a good time. We had a good crowd turnout. It was an amazing time. You met a lot of great people. You saw family you haven't seen in a year, because a lot of the times when you do these events, you only see these people once a year. And for a repeating event like this is actually an absolutely amazing opportunity to. This weekend was just above and beyond. And
it's like a big family reunion.
It really is like a family reunion.
Exactly.
One big dysfunctional family. Yep, that's true.
One big dysfunctional.
I almost missed Russ there. He went walking by. I'm like, when did you show up? I totally didn't. I don't know what was going on, that I didn't see you until halfway through the bash.
You know what? It's one of those things that it's just like there's so many people there. And this was the first year I actually had a table because Jeremy insisted and I obliged. And
I think it was a good idea. You know,
I normally just kind of, I like to just mingle around. I don't like to be stuck in one place. But hey, Jeff, that's a great lamp.
I know. Sorry, I was confusing.
I think I know where you're at.
Oh yeah, where am I?
Is it the Marriott next door to the Wyndham? No.
No, hell no. I'm still at the Wyndham. I'm here till tomorrow morning.
So, Jeremy, give me a little bit of your insight as to it was your first lecture on such a large scale.
For an event of that size, yes, definitely.
Okay. So what were your feelings, one, going into it, and two, how you felt coming out of it?
Well, going into it, you always you have that anticipation of hoping that everything goes well. You hope that you're talking smooth. You hope you don't jumble over your words. You don't want to sound like an idiot in front of a group of people, even though you have a lot of interesting things you want to get out to people. And I felt, especially seeing that two of us had a lot of ground to cover, not only trying to tell people about myself and my backstory and my encounters, and then setting the stage for you to be able to talk about your encounters, as well as talk about the Compass of Curiosities and other projects that you're working on, and the Paranormal Society and everything else. We had a lot of ground that we needed to cover, and I think we did a great job of it. Coming out of it, I felt like we actually did a great job, and I was relieved that it came out so smoothly. Honestly, great participation from the audience that we had in there. Most people that we knew, and we had some of the people that came in to check it out, which was really cool too. But a lot of great participation, and when you asked everybody about their first paranormal experiences and stuff like that, everybody was really giving with the information. Nobody tried to be silent and withhold anything. So I thought that was really cool too. So coming out of it, I felt great. I thought that we did a great job. And then it was time to jump in the car and go for the crazy drive back. I always hate saying goodbye to Gettysburg, but I love seeing my own bed by the time I get home. So that's the most important thing.
You know what? I love hotel beds, but there's nothing better than your own bed.
I agree. I feel like hotel beds are either dead flat or they bounce around like a friggin'. You feel like a Super Ball by the time you get done with a stupid ass thing. I feel like every time my wife moved, I was going to fly off the other side of the bed. It was so ridiculous. But no, it was so much fun, and I look forward to it. And I'm hoping that I get a chance to repeat and come back as a lecturer again next year, and hopefully they'll have me do it again. So it was really fun. So.
Well, if I was going to say about it, you and I will be doing another one next year.
Absolutely, we can cover some different ground next year. That's for sure.
And if anybody's watching right now, the smoke coming across Jeremy's screen, that's not spectral, that's not paranormal. That he's burning incense.
Yeah, I'm an incense geek. I like my incense. So
me too.
I didn't know you could actually see it, so my bad.
No, don't apologize.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing it.
So Danny, have you ever done a lecture at, I'm sure in the field and you?
I have not. No.
Really?
Which maybe is a good thing. Rob and Sarah definitely do such a phenomenal job at showcasing Get Haunted and what we do that I feel like I couldn't do it justice compared to them. So yeah, I've never I've not done any kind of speaking engagement outside of our events where you stand up and you explain, the evening to your guests. I haven't really. No,
Okay,
I feel like I'd be really nervous to do that though. Like that's a lot of pressure.
you're kind of a conundrum in the field. So what was your first investigation that you ever went on?
Like ever, even before like
joining anybody, what was your first investigation you went on?
The very, very first, where I would call it an actual paranormal, like not hanging out with your buddies, like investigating their homes, thinking, oh, it's haunted, let's check it out. So beyond that, beyond like any private investigation, it was in Gettysburg. It was the orphanage in Gettysburg with Pam and Steve, actually.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That's on my bucket list of things to see at some point.
That's on my bucket list too.
That place can get a little creepy at times. So like it started off, I was like, all right, this is cool. And then at that point, I think they had it set up like they had done like haunted houses or some kind of haunted walkthrough. Like it was made to look spooky at one point. Yeah. So like there was a little bit of creep factor from that. But as we got into the investigation, there's this one back room that had like church pews and stuff. That was getting a little crazy with like the equipment hits and everything. Then they take you down into the basement. This was the very first time I ever saw a shadow that was darker than the darkness. Like I always thought that was a TV thing. Like I legit was like, that doesn't happen, right? Well, wrong. That was the first time I think I've ever been so scared shitless in my entire life. I'm like, what is that and why is it forming right in front of me? So I was like ready to bolt up.
We all have those moments where we're like,
yeah, like no.
This isn't happening right now. But yeah.
Yeah. So like as far as actually investigating, Gettysburg's where I got my start. Yeah.
It all comes full circle, doesn't it?
It all comes full. It's so weird because like you can almost, when you drive into I don't even need to see the signs. I know when I'm in Gettysburg.
When the energy shifts.
Oh, it totally does. You can't tell me there isn't one spot on that land in Gettysburg that doesn't have something going on.
The minute you hit that boundary, that energy just shifts.
Yes.
You feel it. You don't even need to see the signs. You don't need to see anything. You just know you're there.
Yeah. And it's like, it almost feels like home in a way. It's like, okay. Yeah.
You feel at home.
Oh my God, absolutely.
It is absolutely insane to me, considering the amount of bloodshed and tragedy and casualties that were there. But yeah, we're over here like, it feels like home.
Yeah, because it's like, there's like this. I think it's part of it is that there's the history. We appreciate the history. We appreciate being able to connect to the other side. If there is one place to connect to the other side, I think that's got to be one of the easier places just because of all of the tragedy and everything that happened on that land. Plus, we all come together there. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a time where I haven't run into another investigator while I'm out there.
Because just like Jeremy and I live in Massachusetts. If you would not run into a paranormal investigator in Salem, I would hand over the keys to my car. Here's my bank cards. It's gonna happen.
Every street corner, paranormal investigator or a wannabe psychic medium. Sorry, either one you get. I'm just calling a spade, dude.
Jeremy, I said during our lecture that, 10, 15 years ago, you could spit in the wind and hit 10 different teams of wannabe investigators.
Yep.
Now you don't even need wind.
Nope. You can flip a coin and it'll hit somebody. Yeah.
Nice one, Ashley.
Bring
Jeff. Let's talk.
Come on.
What?
Let's get Jeff in here. Jeff, what about your first?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
How are you?
All right. So, Jeff, you can take her out of the picture here for a little bit. All right. Give us a little bit of your background. I felt like we've been neglecting you. I've kind of been holding off a little bit with you for certain reasons, and we'll bring that up later.
Oh, boy.
So give us a little bit of your history.
Starting where my first investigation was, or
how you got into the paranormal, what you've been doing, who you've been with, where you were at, things like your general cookie cutter questions.
All right. I've been in the paranormal field for roughly 9 years as an investigator.
We're getting a tour of his hotel room right now, so.
Sorry, I walked along.
It's really dirty.
Well, I started with It's Haunted Crew with Chris Sanders. And I was on his team for about 5 years before we dispersed. Now I have AJ's Paranormal, and I have Jeff Traveling Boards of Wonders. That's basically my background.
Okay. All right. And where did you get started with Chris Sanders and everything?
First investigation that we did was actually at my house.
Okay.
Your house.
At my old house. I bought a bunk bed that actually had an attachment to it.
Stop. How did you figure out it was okay? I need to know the story. How did you figure out it was the actual bunk bed that was haunted?
So we bought the bed. Well, before we got the bed, nothing went weird in my kids' room. Nothing ever happened. It was just a normal family living in a trailer, living life. I bought a blue bunk bed because my daughters are about 11 months apart. And so we bought them a blue bunk bed, and all of a sudden my oldest daughter was like, Daddy, there's this creepy one-eyed creature looking over the top bunk at me at night. And what? I'm like, oh, you're just seeing things. It's nothing. You're just having a bad dream. And so we put a baby monitor in her room just for the fun of it. All of a sudden, my ex-wife goes, Honey, come look at the camera. I'm like, why? What's wrong? All of a sudden, you see this one-eyed creature looking at you through the baby monitor. Like, holy shit. It had one big eye in the middle of it. It was like...
What? Like a freaking Cyclops?
Yeah.
It looked like a baby Cyclops. I never seen anything like it again.
Oh my, that is terrifying. And your little girls were seeing that?
Yeah, and I saw it too. My ex-wife saw it. It was crazy.
Holy cow. All right. That's terrifying. So what'd you do with the bed?
I actually got rid of it.
Did you?
I put it on Facebook Marketplace. It sold pretty quickly.
Oh, did you say it was haunted?
Not my problem anymore.
Exactly.
Oh my God. And then like nothing after that, once the bed was gone, it was...
These people that contact
we also did a house cleansing too, so...
Yeah, I think I would have gotten a house cleanse too after that one. I can't believe you saw it. Oh my God.
That's crazy. All right, so I'm leading up to something here. So, Danny, best moment. You've been there for 5 of the 7, 5 of the 6. Best memory from the bash.
Altogether, best memory?
Yes.
Of all of them? Kenny Biddle in the dunk tank.
I will give you that one.
Wearing a shirt that says ghosts aren't real.
I will give you that one. All right.
I wish I could have saw that one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that was so fun.
That was last year.
Was that one last year?
Yeah, that's the one we had the dunk tank was last year.
Oh,
wasn't that when I almost drowned in the dunk tank?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You
almost drowned in it
or something. I don't remember.
He got his big butt up on that thing, and they dropped him in there, and he couldn't figure out how to get out. He was like freaking out. It was kind of scary. I felt bad for him.
Oh.
I forget who pulled him out. Somebody yanked him up out of that thing, but yeah, he got goaded into sitting on that tank, and next thing you know, you see him splashing around in there like a giant tuna fish. He couldn't get himself out of that thing. I felt really bad for him, but it was. I felt bad, but it was kind of funny to watch at the same time. But it was like, that's why I always say bigger people aren't meant for those dunk tanks.
No.
All right, Jeremy, your best memory in the ones you've been there.
Dear God, Russ, I hate to say there's so many of them. It's hard to narrow down exactly like what my favorite moment is. Like this year, honestly, had to be a tie between the 5 of us doing the escape room outside, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And actually my face-to-face meeting with the Green Goblin mask down in the lobby of, because I remember going to see that movie when I was a kid, and being face-to-face and taking a picture with that thing is probably one of the coolest experiences I had this year. When I got my very first tattoo ever at the first bash that we went to, I got a giant Yoda on my arm the year that Tony DeVille was doing tattoos. It took 5 hours to do it. I saw you do.
I love Star Wars.
Well, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a gigantic Yoda tattoo. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. I got Order of the Jedi done this year. Wait.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, between getting the tattoo done, seeing the battlefields in person, my favorite paranormal moment, honestly, Russ, I didn't mean to take up too much time with this, but my favorite paranormal moment of it was actually going on. My wife and I were touring down the battlefields where like Little Round Top and the Devil's Den were, and we were up in Round Top one time before they shut it down for all the restructuring of the roads and whatever. And I look over and I actually saw the spirit of a soldier with his gun sitting right next to me, and I could actually hear the blast from the gun, and then he disappeared. And that was probably my favorite spiritual moment at Gettysburg, because I could never recreate that. The seeing the soldier and actually hearing the gun go off was quite amazing. So, yeah,
that's fantastic. Jeff.
Yep. Well, my favorite memory from the bash, because I've been there 3 years.
But we're getting to that. I know where you're going to go with this. We're getting to that because the listeners out there, some of them don't know what happened. So I want you to tell your story at a later time. So when you went in 2019, just visiting, as being a paying guest and going and visiting, what was your favorite memory of that time?
Oh my word. I don't remember
I'm restricting you a little bit.
I don't remember. I've been told what happened.
Few too many?
Oh, you know.
Oh,
I think I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Kelly and her friend got me and Eric Knapp on stage lip singing Britney Spears while me and him were completely shit-faced.
I have a video of that.
You have a video of it.
I have a video of that.
Wait a minute, Eric gets shit-faced at Gettysburg? Are you sure that ever happened? Oh, jeez, my bad. I love him, but he definitely he's a party.
He goes hard.
He's a trip. I love him. He's fun.
All right.
I didn't get to see him this year.
So the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, if people don't know, so it is put on by Pam and Steve Barry. They do an event every year that donates to a charity for Wounded Warriors of PA, as well as Heroes for Hire, I believe it's called.
Nice.
For terminally ill children or disabled children. This year we had Diana's Pink Wishes that everybody donated toys to, and I tell you what, I was absolutely amazed by the amount of toys that lined that hallway.
Oh my God, yeah, it looks like Toys R Us threw up all over the hallway. It was amazing.
I donated a lot of toys this year too.
I saw that. Yeah.
That was just absolutely amazing. That was a new charity we decided to donate, and the last thing I heard, we broke the record from last year. We are now over $20,000 donated to these charities.
That's awesome.
We were at 8,000 last year. We were now at 20,000 this year.
We broke the record.
We broke the record.
Oh, yes.
So, which leads me into my next story. Jeffrey.
Oh boy.
Oh.
So
yep.
Tell everybody what happened to you, sir.
Which thing? Dude, so much happened this past weekend.
From the top.
Start from the beginning, sir.
Well, that's first off. I get there to the Wyndham. I set my trailer down where I thought they wanted it. And so Ashley went to Walmart. All of a sudden, someone comes over. Hey, you got to move your trailer. Okay, let me find out when Ashley's going to get back and stuff. I didn't know when she was going to be back. Luckily, she was just down the road. We come back, move the trailer, unhitched it again. She goes to go back to Walmart, and all of a sudden, our tie rod snaps in the rear of the vehicle. Like, that could have been really bad if it would have snapped while we were going down the interstate at 3 o'clock in the morning going 70 miles an hour. We would have been dead.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
Because we would have spun out, pulling that big trailer of mine. We would have spun out, flipped, and rolled, trailer and all.
It's almost a blessing that it happened when it did.
Still scary to think about it.
So Jeffrey got set up. He got his booth set up, his boards, his museum, everything like that. He got it all going, got his product out. So let's flash forward to Saturday night, sir.
Oh, boy. Where should we start? When we're all drinking outside before we all went upstairs and this happened?
Having a good time?
Oh, we're all having a great time sitting there on the deck, having drinks, eating McDonald's, and having a good night. And then you went upstairs, and probably 5 minutes later, I followed and went up to my room. No more than after I get undressed and in bed, I get a call from my fiance. You need to get downstairs. Shit just hit the fan. Our tent just went flying. And I'm like, what? How? I had over 100 pounds of weight on going around on that thing. Easily 100 pounds worth of weight. If not more. The wind. We had a giant they called it a microburst, water
a downspout, a microburst, whatever you want to call it.
No.
It was a crazy wind. And when I got downstairs and got off the elevator, even inside the hotel itself, I felt like I was in a wind tunnel fighting to walk up towards the back of the hotel. One of my friends went up, grabbed a hold of my tent, and went up like Mary Poppins, like 15 feet up in the air.
That's terrifying.
She got all scunned up. She thinks she went unconscious when she landed.
Oh.
I feel horrible about it. It could have been a lot worse.
That could have been so much worse. Oh my God.
We had inventory in a tent that got ruined. When the door got opened to start tossing more stuff into the trailer, I lost 2 boards. They're replaceable. But like, that was a scary moment. Like, for Maine, we have extreme weather. I've never seen winds that bad and that quick. And literally, I got out there probably 2 minutes after it happened. The wind was blowing. And within 3 minutes of me being out there, it was dead calm again. Like, it never happened. As quick as it came, as quick as it left.
All right, Jeff. So this leads me to the next point. This was your first time as a vendor at the Bash.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I may get a little emotional here. But
oh great. You're gonna make me go emotional again. I've already cried so much yesterday.
No. So you were welcomed in as a family member this past weekend.
Yes.
Because Danny, Jeremy, as you know, once you go to the Bash, you're family.
Oh, yeah. Your family.
You're part of the big happy family.
What happened?
I got brought into the big room, and Dave went around, Pam and Steve and everybody did a giant collections and raised us. Originally, it was $580. By this morning, people were still giving us money and raised $1,050 total to help pay for my car repairs, help paid for another night stay at the hotel because we didn't know what time exactly the I'm getting emotional now.
It's okay, man. You know, it's real. It's all real.
Like, I'm missing another day of work. I was supposed to be at work tomorrow, so it helped me lose that day of pay. It helped. I'm going to replace my canopy that got completely destroyed. Like,
you know what? The reason I bring this up, man, and it's not meant to make you emotional again. It's meant to show you that this is what family is about. This is what, when you come to the Bash.
And the thing is, you don't need to be blood to be family.
No.
Exactly.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, no. If anything, the Bash taught all of us that. Everyone was welcomed, open arms. Once you're there, you're there for.
I would love to see a
you.
lot more people show up at the Bash.
Oh, trust me. Next year, I think that they already have. Danny, really? You're over there shedding a tear?
I can't. It's a really.
How can you not, Russ? I mean, it's an
I know,
extremely
Russ,
emotional story.
your face has got bright red, so I know you're tearing up.
I'm holding it back.
Oh,
Your face shows it, though.
I know it does. Even with
know,
the red beard.
I truly have to say, without a doubt, it shows a true form of para-unity. And I don't care if anybody wants to give me backlash for that or not. I truly do believe, like Russ and I have talked, and we've had our debates in the past about para-unity and whatnot and so forth. I truly told him that I do believe it exists to a degree in the community. And this weekend, it showed 190% that it actually truly does exist.
I'm gonna give you
And
that.
I'll stand and die on that hill until my dying breath. I truly do believe that things happen for a reason, and that was legit. That was a legitimate form of para-unity, and
It was.
I dare anybody to debate it.
Let's welcome Ashley to the show because I think she's in the bathroom.
He had to run.
Ashley, so how do you feel about everything that happened this weekend?
This was actually like, other than doing main events, other than Penthurst Asylum, their event, this was my second event in Pennsylvania. I gotta say, I'm from Maine. I've lived in Colorado, and this is like the most welcoming state for Paracons I have ever been into in my life. Like, the people are just amazing. This was my first ever time coming to the Bash, and I was just blown away.
Not only by what they did, but what you experienced.
Oh yeah, by far. I didn't meet one mean person, one person that wasn't welcoming. Everyone had a blast. Even the parties were fun. Everyone would talk to each other. Nobody was like unwelcoming or cliquey or stuck up or rude or anything. And it was for an amazing cause, and we all came together to help that cause as well. I mean, believe me, I've spent way too much money on those auctions.
No, the Bash is it's a very loving experience. I think it's too, because it is for such an amazing cause. And I feel like even if there are little, any kind of issues outside of that, everyone leaves their baggage at the door and everyone comes in and just, we're there for one reason. Let's just be friends and love each other, and we're family, and it shows there. The Bash is one of the special ones. Like, they're not all like that.
Every time I walk down the hallway,
absolutely amazing.
Every time I walk down the hallway, I didn't see one person not giving somebody a hug or a fist bump or
I agree with Danny. They're not all like that for sure.
Not at all.
Oh no, they're not.
Yeah,
I have to thank Pam and Steve for everything. They're the most amazing people I've ever met.
They really are.
5 minutes of our car breaking down, Steve was on the phone, had a mechanic on point, finding us a part within 5 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It really is.
It comes together.
That's what family is about. Like, you know what? I kind of feel like a little bit of Vin Diesel here, family. But it is. And the Bash is all about family. And the Bash is all about helping people and bringing everybody together for one common purpose.
That's true.
And it's one of those things that it's an event I have not missed ever. It is my one vacation a year, and it is one event I will never miss unless I'm laying almost dead in the hospital.
You'd still show up.
Yeah, he'll get an ambulance ride down to Gettysburg.
I would be wheeled in a hospital bed. I can guarantee. I will pay for the
in your mouth.
But I mean, Jeff, what everybody did for you, that was, we had Owen this year, who was the child that Heroes for Hire selected for, the charity for that one. We had Diane, that did all the toys and everything. We had the Wounded Warriors of PA, which the gentleman that represents them was there on Saturday and Sunday. This event every year just keeps growing and growing and growing. I mean, when we first started, we were in the back of a bar restaurant that had a space, and we had like 20 vendor tables. Now we're up to 150 vendor tables. We're at the Wyndham. We have an escape room. We have 5 food trucks. We have the Wienermobile. we have Batman. We have,
we have
I got to ride the elevator with Batman. That was phenomenal this year.
Oh, John, who plays the West Virginia Batman, is an amazing person. If you ever listen to his story, oh my God, he is a testament of true hard work and perseverance.
Oh yeah,
really
trust me.
Cool car too.
I gotta say that was a one real tear forming when I saw him and that little boy, and they decided to do that drive in the Batmobile. That was definitely a very emotional moment to see
every year.
Which,
and you
which
know what?
boy?
What's that?
Which boy? There's 2 of them that went in the
Well,
ride.
the one that was like having a really bad hard day. The one that was crying a lot. The one that was the primary.
That was
he
Owen.
He was the primary focus of the entire thing at that moment.
Jeff,
and
Jeff, you're thinking of Connor, who is no longer with us. God rest his soul.
I meant Pam's grandson did the ride too.
Oh, Jesse did.
Oh God. Sorry, I misspoke my words.
Well, I saw both of them, but
I was like, wait, what? He died?
No.
When everybody was cheering for was it Owen? You said his name was Owen.
Owen, yeah, he has cerebral palsy.
Yeah. when everybody was cheering for him, and they were doing the slow ride out. God, if you didn't feel a tear forming, then you weren't human at that point. Honestly, it was just an amazing experience too.
I mean, Pam and Steve go all out. This year they had train rides, they had escape room, they had the food trucks. Unfortunately, they had a stage donated to them, but they didn't get to use it this year because of weather.
Yeah.
I mean, they moved karaoke inside. But they're doing karaoke again next year with a little twist on it. I guess they've already made the announcement for it.
Wait, did they?
What's the announcement?
Yes. Something with the Gong Show.
Oh, thank God. Give me the gong. I am not a karaoke person. Give me the gong. I'm ready.
Be so fun. You have no idea how fun.
Are we gonna have like American Got Talent and people put up 3 X's and you fall off the stage?
You ain't getting 3 X's. You'll get 1 X. You get the gong and see you later.
But I guess
I'll
they
laugh 3 seconds.
have a bat DJ I saw earlier.
Wait, what?
Yes.
He's actually a DJ in the Batman we're getting next year.
No. It's not John.
Wait,
It's not West Virginia Batman.
We're gonna have 2 Batmans sitting around at the bash.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Oh, who's DJing?
It's actually called the Batman DJ, Batman DJ.
Okay.
Let me see here for a second.
His thing. That's his.
Pull it up.
All right.
Because John was DJing Friday night, and that was hysterical.
But I guess they're going to do a kids party from 8 to 9 that has like kids bops playing, and they're going to do a dance off, and there's a contest.
That's going to be adorable.
Oh God. Okay.
That's going to be so freaking adorable.
And then for
my daughter next year too.
It's going to be all adults. That's what I saw last time.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, I don't know how they could top this year.
This year was amazing.
They're definitely trying.
They're going to top it.
And a little birdie told me in my ear that the escape room was a steampunk themed escape room this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
I heard by next year there will be a horror themed escape room.
Steve actually told me.
Oh, I'll be signing up for that thing in advance. You know what?
I'm so all in for that. Are you
As
kidding
soon as
me?
it becomes available, I'm signing up for it.
I'll tell you, the steampunk one was amazing too this year.
The steampunk one was actually really great. We did it with Gene, Jeremy, Nicole, Megan,
and you,
and me.
The 5 of us did it. Yeah,
I didn't have time to do it. I wish I did.
It was actually we actually completed the you had an hour to do it. We actually completed it in 32 minutes.
Russ, all right.
It wasn't just me. But we only asked for 2 clues.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't know you could even ask for clues.
Oh, yeah, it's all part. You can ask for as many as you want. They're very generous with the clues in there because they don't want you trapped in the box all day long. I think he even mentioned, Russ, at one point that he's had people in there stuck in there for over an hour and a half because they just couldn't figure out how to slide a lock around because they had multiple different locks and things like that. But yeah, he was impressed in how fast we managed to work as a team and get the hell out of there. So yeah,
I can tell you what, that last room was a sweat box.
that was on purpose. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
You have the air conditioned room for the majority of it, and then to get the final escape, there was no air conditioning in that room. That was I think that was made to instill a little bit of confusion and get that thing rocking a little bit. So,
all right, so everybody, we'll start with Danny. We'll go in rotation here. We'll go clockwise.
All right.
So I got Danny, Jeremy, and Jeff. Best memory from this year of the Bash.
Can I give you 2? I have 2.
Go ahead.
Green Goblin, and then I actually got to do a little dance sequence with Bump in the Night Paranormal Society, which was really fun. So those were my 2 moments.
Okay.
very cool.
Jeremy?
I mean, if I'm going to put up 2, I think the Goblin Mask as well, and you and I in our lecture was probably a highlight as well. So,
And if anybody missed our lecture, you weren't at Gettysburg, you were at Gettysburg and didn't have the time to come check out the lecture, you can go to Unturned Pages on Facebook and check it out. Jenny, my co-host for Unturned Pages, by their show I do, she actually live streamed it the entire time.
Oh,
oh,
So
good. I didn't even know that. Thank you, Jen.
You can go check out the entire lecture with Jeremy and myself from start to finish. So a little shameless plug there. Sorry. So Jeff.
All right. I got 2. Seeing everybody there, hanging out, meeting new friends, that's always great at the Bash for me. But the real thing that touched me when I was in my lowest time, everybody coming together and showing me they're still good in this world when they helped me when I was in need. And they didn't even have to, because like a lot of people at the Bash don't know me. Some do, some don't, but majority of them don't. They might see me across Facebook here and there, but they don't know me personally. And it just showed me that there's still a lot of good people in this world.
Dude, that's like, you know what I always say, when you come to Gettysburg as a stranger, you leave as family, especially going to the Bash.
This would have been my 3rd year going if they would have had it during COVID, because I still came down to Gettysburg even though they didn't have it. And I didn't even know they still had a party that night.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they had a party during COVID.
Yeah, Kelly Miller's a little party down there. Sanders was down there too. Yeah.
Caution in the wind. Why not?
Like, I was in town. I just didn't know everybody was partying on the back patio that year.
You know what? That's the thing I always say. You come to Gettysburg you come to the Bash as a stranger, you leave as family. Yes. And you know what? And like Jeremy said earlier, you can knock it all you want, but para-unity does exist, and we saw it happen this weekend.
100%.
All right, Russ, what about you? What was your fondest memory this past weekend?
Yeah.
So the funny thing about it is last year I stayed up on Saturday night till 5 a.m. Oh. This year I was actually in bed on Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night by 11:30 every night.
I am impressed.
I don't know what it was. I actually got pulled aside by Kelly Miller because I was actually headed up to my hotel room to go to bed. And you know what? The thing about it is, if anybody knows me, I come to Gettysburg every year with Pennywise.
You do, and it scares the crap out of me. Freaking. Ugh.
So this year, one of my highlights was I played it down to everybody that I did not bring the mask. But a little white lie never hurts. Taryn Kerper, who was actually supposed to be on the show tonight. The last time I saw her last year dressed up as Pennywise, she jumped under a table, crawled across the floor, and ran.
Oh, sweetheart.
So I did bring the mask this year. I mean, this year my big out was Krampus. And yes, I did come in second place, but I will say I did beat Santa, like the actual Santa. And I lost to a guy that runs a professional haunted house. So if I was going to lose to anybody,
That's the one to do it.
that's the one to do it.
So you technically won first place. If you wouldn't have been there, you'd had it.
Exactly.
Man.
And I've had so many people say you should have won. So, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens next year. I guess next year, that was another thing I wanted to bring up with the DJ thing. It's the Batman DJ or Batgirl, Batman, whatever it may be. They're doing a superhero thing.
What?
A superhero theme kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm excited for this. This will be fun. What?
Okay, here, give me 2 seconds here. Let me pull this up real quick. Bash. There it is. All right. So this was a bash. This was a bash post put out 4 hours ago.
Oh.
Hi everyone, DJ Bat here. We have an amazing plans Friday night for the next bash. The DJ Bat Superhero Bling Dance Party with something for everyone, including the kids' bop party from 8 to 9 with a dance party and contest just for them. Then 9 to 11 is grown-ups time. Wear something superhero and add some party bling to it, and DJ Bat is going to make it stop, drop, and roll because that's what I do.
Oh my. Okay.
That sounds like
That should
fun.
be interesting.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm doing this one.
I think I'm gonna start looking for a purple suit and a green wig really soon.
Someone better not come as Captain Underpants and just show up in underwear.
Oh no, I'm thinking the Batman needs the Joker to show up. I might be doing the Joker next year for.
There's gonna be some amazing photo ops out of this. Are you kidding me?
They're definitely going to be. I need to start playing in my costume now.
Yeah, same.
Like,
Yeah, I was thinking about it earlier. I was thinking about doing the Joker.
All right, so Jeff, I know you're still stuck in Gettysburg. I know you just got your car back today, and I'm so glad it's fixed. And you know, it's really great that you were able to get that back and everything. And you know, everything we did for you, you know, that was all for you, brother. Like that was from our family to yours. And now you're part of the family, so it's just like helping out a brother. You know. So you know,
I'm gonna pay it forward too.
Pay it forward. Tell us what your because they also started a GoFundMe for Jeff. So tell us what you and Ashley had decided to do.
Ashley doesn't want me to tell. She wants me to leave it for a surprise for next year at the bash. Only a few people know.
No one's listening anyway, so
No, we're not saying a word.
She won't let me say.
Oh,
okay.
I live with her.
All right, fine.
I wish I could tell. I
find
want to tell, but she's telling me I can't because it's going to be a huge thing at the bash next year.
Okay, so all we need to know is you're paying it forward.
I am paying it forward. Just wait till next year.
All right,
it's going to be huge.
So
and when I come to the bash next year, I'm going to need a lot of help. I'll just put it that way.
All right. So Dana, you have a lot of things going on with Get Haunted.
we have all kinds of events coming up. Yes, we're doing the 1771 Enfield Project, where we're having different paranormal groups come together. I think we're doing this. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's about like a 6-month project where everyone's going to be working on different parts of the history so that we can try to get as much evidence and as much history together as we can. We also have Conjuring House coming up. We have this whole thing in Tennessee. We're going to be in the old South Pittsburgh Hospital. What is it? Hearts. Why can't I say the word? Hearts of
Hall.
Thank you. Hearts of Hall. All kinds of events coming up, and just definitely the networking, all kinds of really good, fun things. So come check out the Get Haunted Network page and see what everyone's posting, and go check out our events page at gethaunted.com and pick an event and come investigate with me.
Awesome.
All right, Jeremy, what do you got coming up?
Well, I got some events the wife and I are going to. We're going to Wilson Castle in August, and then we're actually going to a big terror convention in Marlborough in September. Getting a chance to meet a childhood icon of mine, Robert Englund. Finally, over all these years, I've been wanting to finally meet the guy. It's going to be really cool. And then in December, we're going to be at the Hinsdale House and Wildwood Sanatorium up in New York the first week of December, I think it is. Plus various things with the Hall and the Hurt and Pain and the Warner Paranormal Society going to be strewn throughout. I think this coming weekend, there's the movie night that they got going on at the house that we're probably going to make an appearance at. So, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's never a dull moment around here. I'll say that. That's for sure.
And Jeffrey, what do you got going on?
I am so booked. It's not even funny coming up. August 18th, I'll be up at Fort Knox, Maine, at Fort Knox Paranormal Fair. Then in Labor Day weekend, we'll be at the Maine Odd and Unusual Show up in Augusta, Maine at the Civic Center. September. And we might be going to the Hell House. I don't know yet. We're looking into it. We are also going to New York there is Hope Paracon.
Yep.
The third week of September.
Salmica.
I think it's the 13th, is it?
Yeah.
Yep, we'll be there. And then October, we got Maine Parafest up in Vassaboro, Maine. Then we got Farmington Fright Fest, a haunted attraction I work at, where we'll be set up, and I also be scaring people in the haunt. And
Nice.
then we're ending it that month with the Warren Paracon, Seekers of the Paranormal in Connecticut. Then in November,
PhantasmCon.
Phantasmacon, yes.
That's
Yes,
what they're
that's what
calling
they
it now. It's
renamed it.
PhantasmCon.
oh,
Yeah, they renamed it.
oh, okay, my bad. But and then to end the year with, we're going to be at the New Jersey Para-Unity Expo. We are one of the exposition rooms.
You know, I wanted to have John Ruggiero on tonight that actually hosts New Jersey Para-Unity. He had other obligations pop up, so I mean that's perfectly fine. And you guys stepped in at a minute's notice, and I really want to thank you guys for that. You guys were amazing to do that. You know, Danny, I almost missed you. Like I walked past you like 90 times, and like finally I was like, oh, fine, I'm not gonna say hi.
I didn't even realize it was you. I don't know if I had like blinders on or what. Like I had like laser vision to go do something, and then all of a sudden I hear your voice, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Russ!"
No, I mean, so everyone's going to be back at Gettysburg next year, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
You have another
God
chance.
willing, yes, that's for sure.
And we're doing a little thing different next year for me.
Oh.
No tent.
No tent. No tent. There will not be any more tents at the bash. We're still gonna bring my talking board museum and / expo, whatever you want to call it, and then we're gonna be setting up all our merch inside.
Okay.
Because we're not gonna take that risk again.
That's another thing I wanted to touch on, Jeff. Tell everybody that's listening right now what your traveling museum, what expo, whatever you want to call it, is.
So I have Ouija boards, talking boards, spirit boards, dating back to 1891. But I not only look at the history of all the boards I have, I take boards people surrender. But the most important to me is I like getting local artists boards to put in my museum. It's not all about William. It's not all about a Ouija to me. It's all about all the different boards, all the different pictures on the boards, all the different designs, different lettering. It's all about everything about it. And to me, it's the original spirit box.
It is, yeah. It's one of the
Just
original.
you don't need batteries.
It's a nice, easy way to communicate with the other side.
It is. It was the original way to communicate. Or they also used to use them, like in the 40s during the war, women would have parties to communicate with their husbands overseas to see if their self-conscious mind will tell them if they're alive or dead. So they weren't always used just to talk to dead.
It was kind of like a landline to see what's happening.
Yeah. Very true.
So, all right. So, Jeff, you have a very particular thing you do. You have particular people sign the door of your trailer that you have.
Oh, my word. I got so many signatures on that now.
Well, next time you see Danny, you're going to have her sign it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I would love to. Yes.
I had to get Haunted Doll Xavier
Oh,
there
Xavier.
to sign the door.
I saw they had him over by your trailer. I'm like, what are they doing
Oh,
with
yeah. I got my picture taken in the trailer with him. He signed the door.
That's phenomenal. Like, they literally, like, made him sign the door.
Yeah, he's the first doll to sign my door. So that was pretty interesting.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And you can read it. He had better handwriting than I do.
Well, damn.
But
Yeah,
right,
I'm going to have to get my name on that board now.
So if you have one thing that you would want to see at the Bash next year, because of course this is the Bash recap.
Okay.
If you had one thing you want to see at the Bash next year, what would you want to see?
Project Fear.
Oh.
That's not going to happen.
Hey,
It could
previous
happen.
things have happened.
This is a charity event. You got to remember that, Jeff.
They might do it for charity if you asked. You never know.
I also have another little thing I may drop here.
Oh, Russ.
So on the other show I co-host on Turn Pages, we just had Chelsea Layden on last week. We may or may not have booked another cast member of Project Fear for a feature episode of Unturned Pages.
Good.
Good. You can talk to him about it.
And 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 that will all be joining us. And it is going to happen on this show as well. But right now, I have a very aggressive co-host that goes after certain people, and it was unrelentless. So, yeah. So, may have a couple, not only them, but some other ones coming up here very soon.
That's
You
good.
got connections. You could talk to him about coming to the Bash and telling him how good of a charity event it is.
Well, that's all on my co-host.
I don't know who your co-host is, but I hope they're listening and I hope they try.
Jeffrey, you know who my co-host is.
I do?
It's Jenny Davis, man.
Jenny Davis, sir.
Oh.
So yes, but we have some things in the cycle for Unturned Pages, and that is the great thing about running 2 shows is you get the downfall from the second show. It's not the recycle items, but you get the guests that are willing to do it.
Not so bad.
Danny, I definitely need you to get your crew
Yes.
to come on the show to discuss what you guys do.
Oh, absolutely. I can work that. Absolutely.
After you're done moving and everything, that'd be fantastic. You know, I want you to get settled and get comfortable and everything.
Well, thank you.
You know, I want you to do that. But Jeremy, I don't know when I'm see you again.
Who knows?
Even though you're an hour away from me.
I know, huh?
I'm further. The contest.
But guys, I really want to thank you so much for coming on last minute. You know, you guys have been great. If you can, okay, I'm gonna end this one way with you right now. If you can say one sentence about the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, what would you say?
Who's starting?
We'll go clockwise again. Danny, Jared, you.
It was unconditional love, just absolutely filled with unconditional love for everyone. And that was just beautiful.
Yeah. An amazing time held by an amazing crew. And I am proud to be part of the event and hopefully many more to come.
All right. And for me, I'll say the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash is a time of healing and it's life-changing. It really is.
All right, guys, you heard it here. Danny's crying again. You know, it's the bash itself represents, like they said, they had a slogan set for this weekend, a weekend of hope and healing. And you know what?
It was exactly that.
There was hope for you to sell product. And things happened to you, Jeff. And guess what? You got the healing.
Uh-huh.
I definitely did.
Danny, there was hope for you to come down there and see everybody.
Yes.
And guess what? You got the healing from seeing everybody.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Jeremy,
It's true.
hope for you to go down there and see everybody that you wanted to see. And you
Of
got
course.
the healing from being able to do your first large time lecture.
Yes, it did.
So with that, everybody,
Yep.
remember, next year, whether it be in July or August, the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash is where you need to be.
Yes.
I agree. Be there. Yep.
You guys there.
No doubt about it. That is the definite convention you need to be at. And I can't even call it a convention. I feel bad saying it's a convention. It is a gathering.
It's a happening. Yes,
Gathering,
it is.
yes.
It's a gathering. Yeah.
It's a gathering of the Ghostbusters.
It's not even all paranormal, though. It's not.
No, it's not.
There are people from all walks of life. And you know what? People from all walks of life touch your mind and your heart every day.
Oh my gosh.
That is what the bash is about.
You know what they should do? Call it the family reunion.
They should, but you know what? People are going to look like, oh, I'm not invited to that.
Yeah. Keep it the bash. Get it. If it doesn't broke, don't fix it. So.
Because you know what? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it is a bash.
Oh, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
It really
I
is.
was out in Gettysburg earlier today, and people were like, "Oh, what are you in town for?" I'm like, "The Gettysburg Battlefield Bash." They're like, "What's that? We didn't even hear about it." And I was telling them all about it, and they're like, "What? That was here?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It happens every year. You gotta check it out. Like them on Facebook and stuff."
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, thank you again so much for coming on at short notice. Danny,
Well, thank you.
Jeremy, you're my brother. Jeff, you're my brother. Danny, I love you to death.
I love you, Russ.
Don't forget me next year.
I'll be looking for you next year. Thursday night, I'll be looking for
Don't
you.
worry, I'll just yell. It's fine.
I'll be like, oh, Russ, where?
So I'm gonna take you guys out of the chat.
Okie doke.
And you guys have been absolutely amazing. And I love you guys all. And you know what? It better be less than a year that I see you. I know it's going to be less than a year than I see you all because I know we have all of events coming up that I'm going to see you all at. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, let it.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for another episode of Compass Curiosities. Next week, we have Ernie Pack coming on talking about I can't remember the fort. I'm missing it here. I'm sorry, I'm off my game right now. But next week we'll be back on with another episode, and I can't wait to see you guys. Thank you so much.